I'm Jim Osland, the campus pastor here in the McPherson campus with my friend Baylee. Baylee, tell us a little bit about your family story.
Tim and I struggled to get pregnant for several years. We were pretty excited to have twins, but then they came 9 weeks early, and because of oxygen and all sorts of other medical problems, had to stay in the hospital for 5 weeks.
So one of the things that I think really changed our relationship and your connection to our campus was when we were able to dedicate Zoe and Monroe to God. Tell us a little bit about your response and kind of thinking back on that day, what that was like for you and Tim.
It's very powerful for us to finally shift our thinking and to know that they were gifts from God.
So we've been neighbors now for about 5 years and gotten to know each other pretty well through that process, which has been great. But the last few months, some things have been happening in the health of one of your girls. Tell us a little bit more about what's been going on.
So for the last few months, Zoe has had a few spells of throwing up. We weren't sure what was happening, and so after talking with their doctor, they did some blood work, and the initial results of the blood work came back as concerned for leukemia. He ran the blood work on a Thursday, and then he said we wouldn't know anything until Monday or Tuesday, so we had a whole weekend to wait.
So what did you do at this point in time? Like all those things that are racing through your mind as you heading into the weekend, right?
Tim's initial thing was, let's not tell anybody until we know anything. And I told him, I'm going to go call Jim, though. And he said, okay. So I immediately went to call you and asked you to pray. And I told you that you could tell Jody and asked you guys to pray. I kept thinking how hard we had tried to have babies and to get pregnant, and then to have the even thought and feeling of them being taken away. It was like my heart was going to come out of my chest and I couldn't breathe all in the same time, and emotional.
How did this all impact your faith in the midst of these questions and uncertainty about the future and waiting on these results?
The whole weekend I kept trying to pray and just give it away, let God have it, so that because I knew that there's nothing I could do about it.
So the weekend's over. It's Monday, right? And what did you find out?
The doctor called first thing Monday morning and said that all the initial blood work came back and there was no leukemia or cancer.
What did the doctor have to say about that?
He didn't have an explanation. He didn't have much to say, except that he ran the blood work and had him call over and over again.
So this is huge news, right? What does all this mean to you, to Tim, to our church? What were your reactions?
I cried all day. I just cried. I was so happy. I thanked God, and it was a miracle, and I just cried all day.